Hey, what's up? It's Hugo here, and probably one of the most asked questions here on my channel is where I get my games, or where can I get my games, where can you download my games, and I decided to make this quick video showing you guys where to get a bunch of my games, at least the websites I know of, the places I know of. Now, some of these are really obvious, and probably most of you already know about, and I'll also be covering some less known ways or websites to get Mac games that maybe some of you don't know of yet. So that's pretty much what this video is for, so that every time I get asked that question again, I can just send this video to that person. Anyway, let's get right into it. So I'm going to start off with the most obvious spots to get Mac games, and I'm going to go over them quickly because obviously probably most of you already know about. So first thing, the Mac App Store, super simple. Pretty much everybody has this already pre-installed on your Mac if you have Mac OS 10 Snow Leopard or higher. So that's your operating system on your Mac. So if you have a certain version or higher, which you probably do because it's been around for a while already, you probably already have the Mac App Store. And if you want to get to games, it's really simple. Simply go to the categories on the top and select the games category. And here you have all the games. Now at the top, obviously you have the features. You have a bunch of subcategories like new and noteworthy, what's hot, and at the side you have like top paid and top free. So there's Bioshock 2 under there and stuff like that. There isn't a huge amount of games in here, unfortunately, but I just wanted to cover it real quick for you guys that did not know about this Mac App Store game sections, which you probably already did. But hey, next up is Steam. If you came from Windows to Mac, you might already have used Steam. While it also exists on Mac. So if you don't know what it is, I'll leave all the links, by the way, in the description of this video for all these things, so you can go straight to them. Now to get Steam, it's pretty simple. You have to register on their website, once again, link in the description. Then you can download the client for Mac, and once you've downloaded and installed that, you can log in, and it will pretty much look something like this. Now to get to the Mac games, here on the store homepage, you have to go to the store at the top menu. And here you have some featured Mac games, or if you want all of them, you simply go to the top menu here, go to games, and then Mac OS 10. Simply click on that, and then you have all the Mac games pretty much. You have the new releases and the top sellers. Cities in Motion apparently is a top seller. The Borderlands 2 is probably quite a popular game. There's Counter-Strike, Left 4 Dead 2, really good game as well. So, you can simply click on these and buy them. Well, obviously I already have this game, but if you don't have it yet, instead of saying play now, it says buy now. So that's pretty much all the pretty obvious places most of you know about. And next up, I also want to show some websites here. So the first website, once again, is already quite popular, macgamestore.com, again in the description. And here there's some Mac games from a bunch of different developers that you might know of. So some of these are actually games for Mac. Some of these are ports created for Mac so that the game works on Mac. If you don't know what a port is, I'll get to that in a second. But here also a bunch of games, really easy to install. Just can download straight from the website. And now I want to quickly talk about ports, because for the rest of this video, for the less obvious spots or websites that I'll show you, it's going to be kind of an important thing. But anyway, a port, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of a way to convert a game for Windows so that it works on Mac. So it can be done by a company which receive the actual permission of the game developer, of the original game developer, and create a port for it. Or it can be done by the community, so sometimes it's created by gamers or just users on forums or whatever. Those are like unofficial ports, and usually they're not as good, but they still work. So yeah, I'll be covering a few of those as well. Some unofficial ports website, which might be cool because that really adds a bunch of new games to Mac pretty much that originally don't work on it. So yeah, so Faro Interactive, this is a website. They create official ports. So I just wanted to quickly go over this one as well. You can simply go to Mac Games A to Z, and then you can see all the ports they have or they've created. There's some pretty good games in here: Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Bioshock 1, 2, Deus Ex Human Revolution, quite a good game as well. I personally have bought Mafia 2 from them. I think that was pretty really good game, but that was a few years ago. But there's a few other things here too. So that's for that. And I'm going to go over to some of the unofficial port websites. Now the first one is the Porting Team, probably the most popular one. Obviously Porting Team because they create ports. This is their homepage where they have all the news stuff and announcements. Now if you want to go straight to the games, go to the menu at the top and click on port database, and here you have some categories as well as, you know, like what's new, highest rated, most watched. So for example, highest rated games: Dishonored, Oblivion, Guild Wars 2. All these games by default or originally were not created for Mac, but there is ports created by people that you can download from this website. Now one thing you need to know about ports is that they tend to be much more complicated to install, or the install instructions for the game tend to be a bit more lengthy than usual, sometimes really long. But if you think it's worth it, you know, if you really like a certain game and you don't mind spending sometimes even 2 hours figuring how to install it because the instructions are so long, and you think it's worth it, you know, why not give it a try? And I've done it a few times myself, so it's definitely worth it for certain games. So if you like a certain game, for example Guild Wars 2, simply click on it and you can, as you can see here, you can download the wrapper. Now what that means is it doesn't download the full game, it only downloads kind of like, you can see a wrapper kind of like a jacket you put over a Windows game so that it works on Mac. That's kind of to simplify the explanation, but here you can download the wrapper, and if you want to know exactly how to install the game, there's probably some instructions here if you show the spoiler. There's a bunch of stuff as well as system requirements, some updates on the ports, and then there is the instructions. And this is what I mean by lengthy instruction. Right here, this is 20 steps, so that's going to take you quite some time, and as you can see there's some quite complicated stuff through there. So if you think it's worth it, go ahead and do it. But as I mentioned before, unofficial ports created by community, obviously they're not officially created by developers, therefore they're not tend to be not as good, or at least they don't have the tools to make it that easy to use sometimes. So as you can see, can be quite difficult. Now once again, this is only, you can only download the wrapper from their website, so this is legal technically. And here, as you can see in the instructions, they tell you to buy the game. That's pretty much the first step right there, buy the game. So that's technically what you tend to have to do. You have to get the wrapper and then buy the game for Windows. It doesn't matter if you buy it or download it from some kind of torrent website or something, as long as you have the game file. That's pretty much up to you, whatever you want to do. Obviously I don't recommend going the illegal way, because that's illegal. So that's pretty much for the first website. Second one I wanted to quickly talk about, snowleopard.ning.com. Again, the link will be in the description. They might change domain or link quite soon, but obviously I'll update that in the description as well. Now this website is not as easy to navigate through. You have to make an account first, but once you have made an account and you're logged in and all, this should pretty much be roughly how it looks like. At the home page here you have a few of the latest ports, so Need for Speed Underground, Worms, blah 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 blah. And if you want to go to the whole list of all the games they have, you gotta go click on the little apple here and then click on the games folder, and then you have like an A to Z list here of all the stuff. For example, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim expansions plus creation kit, or the original Splinter Cell, quite a classic game. And here you can just click on the download and then you can get the files. I must say this website is easier, tend to have easier instructions, and usually you can just download the whole game straight from the website, all packed for you, and it's already working for Mac. So it's like you don't have to follow like a 20-step instruction. It's just you download and it works if you have a good enough Mac for it. So that's the advantage of it, although they don't have as many games as you can see as other websites, but you know, they work on that quite regularly to add new stuff there. Lastly, for the last website I quickly want to talk about for ports, this one is quite popular as well. paulthetall.com, once again in the description. You can go in the menu to Mac game ports, and here you'll have some categories, and once you click on a category, you'll have the list. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of them, and this is just the action game category. Let's go, for example, to Tomb Raider Anniversary. Why not? And here you have some description, technical support, some frequently asked questions, video and instructions. Apparently there's a video. Sometimes it's written instructions, sometimes it's a video instruction, and you have the little download tab where you can download the wrapper. So pretty simple. Once again, this works the same way as the Mac porting or the porting team website works. You have to download the wrapper, get the game, and then follow the video instructions. So that's pretty cool. I think video instructions are always better than written instructions, because you can just see what he does and it's better. So that's pretty much it for all the places you might want to get Mac games. These are all the popular places, and these are probably the only places where new stuff will be added quite regularly for you guys. So if you want to check them out, they'll all be in the description. If you want to download full games for Mac, you can also go to torrent websites, although once again that is illegal, so I wouldn't recommend it. But if you don't know about popular torrent websites, you have the Pirate Bay or Kick-Ass Torrents, for example. And if you want to go to Mac games, it's pretty simple. Just go to Browse Torrents, and then under Games here you have Mac, and make sure you click on the little seeds sorry, at the top of the table here. So you got the torrents with the most seeds at the top, and you can see all the Mac stuff here. So Sims, SimCity, FIFA, GTA, all that kind of stuff, and these are the full games working on Mac. So that's up to you, and this is pretty much any torrent website or any popular torrent website, although I would recommend probably the most popular ones, because Mac games tend to be not very let's say popular torrents, I'll just say that. So there isn't many of them, so you probably want to go to big torrent websites. Anyway, that's quite a lengthy video, but hopefully that pretty much covered all the spots I know of. The easiest way is probably the Mac App Store or the MacGameStore.com, or maybe SnowLeopard.Ning, even though their library of games isn't as big. And some of the big games though on the porting team are really good, and they're definitely worth the lengthy installation process, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything I know of. If you guys know of anything else, you can put it in the comments, and I might add a website to the description if it's a good website. But that's pretty much it. I'll thank you all for watching. Be sure to like my Facebook page, as well as follow me on Twitter if you want to know when I have new videos up and some other updates and stuff. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, for more Mac tips, tricks, all that kind of stuff. And like this video would be very much appreciated if you find it useful. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.